Well, people, the Gran Turismo reviews are starting to come in, and it's actually a pretty mixed bag of opinions. Some are pretty high, some are pretty low. So we're going to get into that after the intro. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe to the main story. So Gran Turismo, which hasn't been released in theaters yet, comes out on August 25th. But the reviews are already out. So here we go on Rotten Tomatoes, which I've never. I'm still more of an IMDb person who I'll check out their score as well. But everyone seems to think Rotten Tomatoes has seemed to somehow become the standard of like, if that's what it says it is, and that's what it is. So 61%, which I actually know that it was lower than that a day or two ago. It was in the 50s. I think if it's 59 or lower, it makes it like certified rotten or something. But since then, it's gone up in a couple points. So it's 60. I think 60 of means it's, not fresh, but not awful. Yeah, so that's what Rotten Tomatoes is saying. And over here on the IMDb page, it actually has a 6.9, which is not pretty high, like considering, but that's higher than the Rotten Tomatoes. And I've always kind of found that IMDb's score is more close to what I feel in terms of the movie. In general, it seems IMDb kind of matches what I would rate it as well. So that's a 6.9 out of 1,500 reviews. So that's a lot more reviews than over on Rotten Tomatoes. According to this, it's 51 reviews. So this has way more reviews and a higher rating. So yeah, so it doesn't come out until August 25th officially. So all these reviews are like early previews or paid reviewers, whatnot. And then another one that I like checking is Metacritic, because that's kind of like a big aggregate of like all the sites all in one. But this is only based on 18 critic reviews. But right now it's at 47, and that's actually pretty low. It's less than half. So I mean, you can get more of a breakdown of the reviews they used in the right here. Like you can see, IndieWire gave 75, so that's not that bad. That's pretty high. But someone gave it someone down here gave it a 20. So it's like you got one person saying it's 20, another person saying it's 75. That's a pretty huge difference for the same movie. But the one thing that seems to come up is how it's basically a long commercial for video games and Gran Turismo, and that seems to be the main complaint. Like right here for the review of this person, who's the last one on the list, of these two that gave it 20, it just says commerce contaminates the whole endeavor. So yeah, I mean, that's not surprising. I mean, movies are like that anyways, but it's probably worse in this, because they're essentially, making a movie about a product. Some of these reviews sound pretty good. Like these people here that gave it 70 at Hollywood Reporter. In this case, it says it's the thrills that sell, and Gran Turismo has plenty of those. I mean, I'm sure they're highlighting one part maybe. I don't think this would be the first line of the review. But even this one that gave it 75, they're saying he might have directed a long sports movie. It's just a shame. Yeah, he might have directed the best 90-minute sports movie of the decade. It's just a shame that Gran Turismo was in. Yeah, 2.5 hours. I think that's too long. Movies are getting too long again. Like, I just saw Mission Impossible, and that was almost 3 hours. And I haven't seen Oppenheimer yet, but that's like 3 hours. And this is 2.5 hours. And I saw Into the Spider-Verse, the new Spider-Verse movie, and that was like 2.5 hours. I was like, these movies are just too damn long. But you can definitely see a huge divide in the reviews. It's like almost half and half. People are like, yeah, it's not bad, and other people are saying it's downright terrible. So I mean, those would be the big three, I think, in terms of getting a good idea of the overall consensus of what people think. And there's a pretty interesting divide here on the Metacritic. But again, they're only basing that on 18 reviews, so maybe if there was more, it would be different. But as you can see, 4 positive, 10 mixed, and 3 negative. So, I mean, more than half of the reviewers were mixed on it, which I guess that means 50 or 60 is mixed, according to them. I don't know. According to their number their number, their color correlated score system. I mean, there's other reviews like over here. I just happened to see Empire, and they gave Empire magazine, and they gave it 2 out of 5. So that's pretty low. That's a pretty low rating. IGN, I like IGN. I trust their opinion, and they gave IGN gave it a 6. Yeah, so it's okay. This adaptation of the best-selling PlayStation franchise is fun enough when it's not trying to sell you a video game you probably already own. Yeah, again, that's the number one complaint that all these reviewers are saying. Oh, well, that's a quick look at the current review status of the Gran Turismo movie, which hasn't come out yet for the regular audience. It comes out August 25th, so that's still a week or 2 weeks away. So I'll have to wait till then to find out what I think of it. If anybody watching this happened to have seen the movie somehow, what did you think? Did you agree with these reviews? Are you excited at all to see this movie at all when it comes out? I'm still kind of torn on if I really do want to go see it in theater. I don't really want to spend money on going to theater anymore unless it's a movie that I really want to see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when it comes out. But until then, don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget to keep gaming.